Ezeiza Ministro Pistarini, Airport Information Foxtrot. 1314 Zulu. Wind 070 at 8, temperature 15. Dew point 10. QNH 1025. Landing and departing runway 11. Transition level 030. Advise on initial contact. You have information, Foxtrot.
Varna Lines 510 Heavy, request IFR clearance to Arturo Marino Benitez Airport.
Varna Lines 510 Heavy, Ezeiza delivery, expect runway 11, total 1 departure, Urino transition, initial climb to flight level 060, squawk 5232.
Toral 1 departure, Urino transition, squawk 5232, Varna Lines 510 Heavy.
Varna Lines 510 Heavy, read back correct. Contact ground 121.75 when ready for push or start.
Ground 121.75 when ready, Varna Lines 510 Heavy.
On behalf of the cabin crew, I'd like to welcome you aboard our flight. As you find your seat, be sure to place your larger carry-on items in the overhead bins and smaller items underneath the seat in front of you. If you have trouble finding a location for any of your carry-on items, please use the flight attendant call button over your seat and somebody will assist you. If the overhead bin is full after you put your carry-on inside of it, please close the bin as a courtesy to other passengers. Once all your items are put away, please clear the aisle and sit down in your seat to allow other passengers to find their seats as well. If you are seated in an emergency exit row, please read the exit seating responsibilities in the safety card in the seat back in front of you. Please make sure you are willing and able to perform the actions required. If you are not able or prefer not to perform these actions, please let a flight attendant know so you can be reseated. Now's the time to get out any last-minute text messages if you need to, but we ask that once we depart from the gate,
Varna lines 510 heavy, ramp 18, request pushback.
Varna lines 510 heavy, Ezeza ground, pushback and engine start approved. Face west.
Pushback and engine start approved, face west, Varna lines 510 heavy.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback. Departure checks completed. Bypass being service. Locking gear. Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start up wheel.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the front of the aircraft for a safety demonstration. When the seatbelt light is on, please make sure that your seatbelt is fastened low and tight across your lap. To fasten, insert the metal fittings into one another. Tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release your seatbelt, lift the upper portion of the buckle. In the event that the seatbelt light is not on, we suggest that you keep your seatbelt fastened in case of unexpected turbulence. There are several emergency exits on this aircraft. To familiarize yourself with the emergency exits on this aircraft, please refer to the safety card in the seat back pocket in front of you. In some cases, your nearest exit might be behind you. If we need to evacuate the aircraft, there is lighting on the floor to guide you towards the exit. In the event of a loss of cabin pressure, an oxygen mask will drop in front of you. Start the flow of oxygen, pull the mask towards you, and place it firmly over your nose and mouth. Secure the elastic band behind your head and tighten the straps if necessary. And don't worry if the bag doesn't inflate, oxygen is flowing to the mask and you can breathe normally. If you're traveling with children, now's the time to pick your favorite one, but secure your mask and then assist others. Keep your mask on until a member of the crew advises you it's safe to remove it. In the unlikely event of a water landing, a life vest is located in a pouch under your seat or between the armrests. When instructed to do so, open the plastic pouch and remove the vest. Slip it over your head. Wrap the straps around your waist and buckle at the front. Pull the strap to tighten. To inflate the vest, pull firmly on the red cord only when exiting the aircraft. If it doesn't inflate automatically, you may blow into the mouthpiece for manual inflation. Each vest is equipped with a whistle and a light. If you need to, your seat cushion can be used as a secondary flotation device. Please make sure to exit the aircraft as soon as possible and leave your belongings. Once again, all devices must be in airplane mode and your larger devices must be turned off and stowed at this time. Please securely stow your personal items. Make sure your seatbelts are fastened and seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position. We remind you that this is a non-smoking flight. Tampering with, disabling, or destroying the smoke detectors located in the lavatories is prohibited by law. All of this information can be found in the safety card located in the seat back in front of you. Please read it and let a cabin member know if you have any questions. Thank you for flying with us again, and we hope you enjoy your flight.
Please set parking brakes. Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Unlocking gear. Total disconnected. Bypass be removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Varna lines 510 heavy, request taxi to the active.
Varna lines 510 heavy, runway 11 taxi via Foxtrot.
Runway 11 taxi via Foxtrot, Varna lines 510 heavy.
Varna Lines 510 Heavy. Contact is Caesar Tower 118.6. Bye-bye.
Contact Tower 118.6, Varna Lines 510 Heavy. Have a good day. Varna Lines 510 Heavy, holding short, runway 11.
Varna Lines 510 Heavy is Caesar Tower, wind 330 at 3, runway 11, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 11 cleared for takeoff, Varna Lines 510 Heavy.
Varna Lines 510 Heavy. Contact is Caesar Departure 119.9.
Contact is EASA Departure 119.9, Varna Lines 510 Heavy. Is EASA Varna Lines 510 Heavy, 2,900 feet.
Varna Lines 510 Heavy is EASA departure identified. Climb to flight level 180.
Climb to flight level 180, Varna Lines 510 Heavy.
Stabilizer motion. the cockpit. This is your first officer speaking. We'll be reaching our cruising altitude soon. Everything's looking good up here in the cockpit. Please let your cabin crew know if there's anything that we can do to make this flight a little better for you.
Gentlemen, we have now passed 10,000 feet. You may now turn on your larger portable electronic devices. This is also a reminder to please keep your seatbelt fastened while you're seated and do not congregate in the galleys or near the lavatory.
Lines 510 heavy, contact is in the radar 124.5.
Contact is ESA radar 124.5, Varna lines 510 heavy. ESA radar, Varna lines 510 heavy, passing flight level 162 for flight level 180.
Varna lines 510 heavy, is ESA radar, radar contact, climb to flight level 360.
Climb to flight level 360, Varna lines 510 heavy.
Stabilizer motion.
Varna lines 510 heavy, please verify name of my next fix.
Varna lines 510 heavy, I show you going direct tune in VOR, then to Naxim.
Affirm direct to tune in wall, then maximum bound lines 510 heavy.
Starting our in-flight meal service. Please look in your seat back for our menu, and one of our crew members will stop by shortly for your order. If you'd like to order additional menu items, you may hit the flight attendant call button at any time, and we would be happy to assist you.
Varna lines 510 heavy, experiencing icing flight level 360.
Varna lines 510 heavy, say type.
Mixed icing, Varna lines 510 heavy.
Varna lines 510 heavy, roger. Thanks for the pie rep.
Varna lines 510 heavy, radio check.
Varna lines 510 heavy, readability 5.
Hey, what are the odds you guys could bring us a snack, please?
Varna lines 510 heavy, experiencing turbulence, flight level 359er.
Varna lines 510 heavy. Roger. Thanks for the pie rep. Mendoza radar 122.1.
Contact Mendoza radar 122.1, Varna lines 510 heavy. Mendoza radar, Varna lines 510 heavy, flight level 360.
Varna lines 510 heavy, Mendoza radar identified.
Wanted to let you know that we're going to be arriving very slightly ahead of schedule. We'll get you on the ground sooner than later.
Varna lines 510 heavy, ready for descent.
Varna lines 510 heavy, present heading, descent to flight level 280 Euro Merino in runway 17 left.
Flight present heading, descent to flight level 280, Arturo Marino Benitez Airport, landing runway 17 left, Varna lines 510 heavy.
customs at our destination, flight attendants will begin handing out forms momentarily. Please review and complete these forms and keep them with you for presentation upon arrival.
turn right heading 295, Varna lines 510 heavy.
Varna lines 510 heavy, descend to flight level 200.
Descend to flight level 200, Varna lines 510 heavy.
Varna lines 510 heavy. Contact Santiago Center 119.7. Bye-bye.
Contact Santiago Center 119.7, Varna lines 510 heavy. Santiago Center, Varna lines 510 heavy, flight level 253.
Varna lines 510 heavy, Santiago Center, radar contact.
We have begun our final descent into your destination. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to collect any trash one final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in a full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat in front of you.
Varna lines 510 heavy, turn right, heading 330.
Turn right heading 330, Varna lines 510 heavy.
Varna lines 510 heavy, descend to flight level 190.
Descend to flight level 190, Varna lines 510 heavy.
Altitude.
Varna lines 510 heavy, turn left, heading 280, descend to flight level 180.
Turn left heading 280, descend to flight level 180, Varna lines 510 heavy.
Varna lines 510 heavy, turn left, heading 215, intercept the 17 left localizer, descend to flight level 163.
Turn left heading 215, intercept the 17 left localizer, descend to flight level 163, Varna lines 510 heavy.
lines 510 heavy. Descend to 5,000 feet. QNH 1016.
Descend to 5,000 feet, QNH 1016, Varna lines 510 heavy.
Varna lines 510 heavy, QNH 1016, expect radar vectors for ILS Tango runway 17 left.
QNH 1016, expect radar vectors for ILS Tango runway 17 left, Varna lines 510 heavy.
Varna lines 510 heavy, 5 miles from Tegep. Turn right, heading 165. Maintain 5,000 feet until established on the final approach course. Cleared ILS Tango runway 17 left.
Turn right, heading 165, 5,000 feet until established. Cleared ILS Tango runway 17 left, Varna lines 510 heavy.
motion.
Varna lines 510 heavy. Contact Santiago Tower 118.1.
Contact Tower 118.1, Varna lines 510 heavy. Santiago Tower, Varna lines 510 heavy, ILS Tango runway 17 left.
2500.
Varna lines 510 heavy, Santiago Tower, wind 030 at 8, runway 17 left, clear to land.
Runway 17 left, cleared to land, Varna lines 510 heavy.
Stabilizer motion. Autopilot. 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 Approaching minimum 300. Minimum 200. $100.
Sync rate.
50. 40.
Sync rate.
30. 20. 20. 10.
That was tricky. Good landing overall.
Varna lines 510 heavy, exit right at Alpha.
Exit right at Alpha, Varna lines 510 heavy.
Varna lines 510 heavy, contact ground 122.6, have a good day.
Ground 122.6, Varna lines 510 heavy.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our destination. The local time is 11:20 a.m. and it's currently about 16 degrees Celsius. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bins as items may have shifted during the flight. We thank you for flying with us.